I want to focus on only the final, and it's a slow start from the inside of the grid. Atkins could be under investigation here for a little bit of a jump start. He gets a way through. Marlo Bollier and Henki Kalteren have gone through with him. Eichmann's down to 4th. Goldstein down to 5th in front of the premium machine of Sam Shaw, who has come through as P6 and then lost ground initially to the Pantano of Luca Griggs. So it's all change as Eichmann and Goldstein now find themselves 4th and 5th. But is that going to be a jump start investigation for Colai Atkins?
Great to see Sam Shaw in this race as well after his retirement as well. Investigation for Atkins. Yeah, that was to be expected for a possible jump start then. So his race far from over. As I was saying, yeah, good to see Sam Shaw in this one. He had several issues in the qualifying heats. Not the results he will have wanted, but great to see that he did enough to get it up into this one. Certainly good to see, and hopefully he has a good result in this. But at the moment, it's Atkins who leads the way from Heikki Kalteren. Now, Kalteren's an interesting one. He started on the 3rd row of the grid, but he's got a brand new set of left side tyres on his wagon. He is one to look out for in this race.
And look at Eichmann's. He's got pure toe on the way behind the RSD driver. So Kalteren still there in 2nd place. 4th position between Eichmann's and Goldstein is now Bollier. Griggs in P6, and a big challenge from Goldstein. He gets through on the inside of Bollier as Eichmann's had a sniff of a move on Kalteren. Couldn't get it done. But then in 6th behind Shaw, Shaw is 6th, sorry. Then we've got Griggs, Ferrazzano, Moya, Vila, Delati, then Meshdi in front of Tudiska, Jelly and Lewis Bird. There's a lot of talent coming through this rank.
Ferrazzano all over the road there, trying to get past the drivers in front. Luca Griggs not able to do so. Sam Shaw still looking like he's got a mission ahead of him here. Eichmann's again having a little sniff at Kalteren, but Kalteren's closed the door now and closed the gap towards Atkins. And this could be a change for the lead. Heikki Kalteren would possibly lead the way here at the end of the start-finish straight, and Atkins goes defensive. He knows it off the track. That's an MDL car. That is
Garrity.
It is. Oh no, it says Diego Pinto there, but I think it's Kian Garrity.
It is Kian Garrity. That is so disastrous for Kian Garrity, one of the stars of Senior X30 this week for me. And it's Kalteren who now leads the way in front of Eichmann's and Goldstein. What has happened to Atkins? He has been shuffled back to P4.
To be expected there, the attack from Kalteren. He had the slipstream, he's got the tyres to back him up as well. Goldstein all over the rear bumper now of Eichmann's as they make their way through. This is very, very close then between our top drivers. In terms of the points at the moment, Gus Lawrence would still be on pole, because guess what? Both himself and Eichmann's have 20 points, but with Eichmann's back up into that 2nd place spot, he might be okay. This was the move here. Oh, and it was Atkins who went super defensive and just lost out to Eichmann's as well as Goldstein.
Yeah, his eyes were on stalks, unfortunately, there. He just got a little bit too greedy with his defensive tactics, but now watch for Eichmann's. He's going to get on the run from Kalteren. Atkins is going to get up the inside and on the curb with Goldstein. He hasn't got the momentum anymore. Eichmann's has. Atkins will get through on Goldstein after all. So Eichmann's through to the lead, Atkins through to 3rd, Goldstein down to 4th, Kalteren down to 2nd, and Sam Shaw is waiting in the wings in P5. In the inside line, Kalteren still trying to defend it, but it's Eichmann's now leading the way from Kalteren, Atkins, Goldstein, Shaw, Bollier, Moya and Ferrazzano. Watch for Ruben Moya and Eduardo Vila. They are on the comeback charge.
They certainly are, but with Eichmann's now leading the way, he secures pole position for the time being. Of course, he's still got a long way to go to make sure that is signed, sealed and done. But right now, Heikki Kalteren is on a charge bag. Big bump there as they go down the compression in towards turns 12 and 13. Big overtakes through that section all the way throughout this weekend. Here they go in towards turn 16. Many overtakes through this on both the inside and the outside of the turn as well. But again, back onto the start-finish straight, slipstream central, and here comes Atkins again, wheel to wheel, not close enough to get it through turn 1, but here comes Kalteren to the inside of Eichmann's, and, well, Eichmann's holds it around the outside. No, he can't. Oh. He's going to relinquish it, and there's Sam Shaw. Sam Shaw up into P3. Brilliant drive.
Great placement from Shaw. He managed to catch out Atkins when he drifted wide, and here comes Ruben Moya. Ruben Moya has sliced himself in front of Ellie Goldstein. Goldstein did say to me they were a little bit nervous about tyres. He wanted to finish in the top 10. That would do for him, but this is going to be tricky now. Kalteren in front of Eichmann's. Eichmann's needs to stay in the top 2 if he wants pole for the final. But Sam Shaw has other ideas. He wants to go for the move, and he's through. Sam Shaw gets there. Atkins is alongside him as well. Eichmann's has got his back against the ropes now. Atkins is through. Moya's going to squeeze through. No, he's not. Up comes Vila trying to get up alongside Ruben Moya. Moya trying to get through in front of Eichmann's, and Eichmann's is going to back them up. So this is going to be a very tricky maneuver now from Eichmanns. I don't think Pole is going to go his way after all. Gus Lawrence must be grinning from ear to ear.
He must be, because Lawrence now retakes the lead in the intermediate classifications, but Eichmanns just needs to gain those couple of positions back. Even if he gets past Calais Atkins, he would still be joint on points, but because Gus Lawrence out-qualified Eichmanns, he would still start on pole position for the final, and crucially, that inside row going in towards turn number 1. Again, we still don't know if Atkins, under investigation, is coming through. He might still have that jump start penalty going his way, so that is looming on his mind out on circuit. But Moya looking very strong here, but Vila's looking stronger as he goes through. Goldstein goes through as well, and through comes Delati as well. He goes through, and Moya gets onto the dirty stuff there. He keeps it on the track, but only just losing 3 positions in a couple of corners.
He was so lucky he didn't lose one more there to Marlo Bollier. That was a very tricky moment. So Kalterin is your leader, Shaw in second, Atkins now in third, but Atkins, of course, under investigation for his jump start, if it actually happened. So Atkins in front of Shaw. Here they come, they're on the charge. Can they get the move here on Kalterin? No, Kalterin holds the inside line in the RSD. Up the inside, that is the move for 4th place from Eduardo Vila. He gets through on Ian Eichmanns. So Vila charges back into contention, up to 4th position. A great run from the Italian in the TB car. So he now puts himself in 4th position. Shaw looks over his shoulder and he sees that Eduardo Vila is charging after him. So he needs to get on with this. Calais Atkins in front of him in 2nd place. He needs to work with the Euro Series champ from 2023. But Kalterin is on half new, half used. Atkins has got a complete set of used tyres all the way, saving his best for the final clearly. But up the inside, he gets his run anyway and takes the lead back again. Well done to the Jamaican, who pushes his way forward, based as he is now in London. But Calais Atkins, what a run as he retakes the authority in this heat.
Pure waft there for Calais Atkins through that bottom section of the circuit. Now immediately checking over the shoulder to see if Kalterin's going to fight back, and of course Kalterin's going to fight back. He wants the lead of this race back, and Sam Shaw is going to follow suit as well. But no Mayo this time around. He stays behind and in P2, and it's allowing Villa to close in. Now Villa is now joining this 4-cart train, and now he looks to the inside there, a short little sniff.
Pole position update. Eichmanns has lost out to Goldstein, and he's desperately trying to get back past him again. Goldstein got the move into him onto turn 3. Kalterin gets back through now on Atkins. Shaw trying to go with him. Vila's there for company, but behind these guys, we've got Goldstein and Eichmanns at each other's throats again. And Eichmanns desperately trying to get through. He's made it through. So Eichmanns has got back into 5th position, taking Delati along for the ride, and up the inside, Shaw is going to lose out here to Vila. Vila gets into 3rd position, a great run from the TB driver. So pole position is still going the way of Gus Lawrence for the time being. Eichmanns down to 5th position, but at least he's been able to deal with his main rival, Eddie Goldstein, and now he's got 4 cuts in front of him, and they're giving chase. Kalterin, Atkins, Vila, Shaw, and we have got 6 laps to go, and Kalterin's going ultra defensive. Can Shaw pull off something around the outside of Vila?
Oh, no! Sideways!
Oh,
no!
Kalterin spins off and into the path of the rest of the field. Somehow he doesn't get hit, but Kalterin is out of this fight.
Well, sideways, and his hand goes up in the air and says, what was that? Heikki Kalterin, well, an absolute disaster. Oh, well, I feel so bad for him there. I mean, absolutely no fault of his own. We have to see that back. Was that contact? And Goldstein's gone wide.
He gets pushed wide by Ruben Moya. So that's 2 more places lost out there for Goldstein at the expense of Adam Rahali and Lewis Bird. So big pressure on Ellie Goldstein as he drops back now to 9th position. Eichmanns is still there in P4 now as a result of the shuffle. But this is getting very heated. You can tell that beads of sweat are pouring off every driver here at Portimao. Let's have a look back at how Kalterin lost it. Is that contact with Atkins? I think it might have been just the slightest love tap.
But was Atkins pushed from behind? That's the question. Was he pushed by Villa and Shaw behind?
Very good point. It could well have been a chain reaction rather than an intent. So it's a difficult one to call, and I would not want to be in the seats of Chris Lambrecht, assisted by Sarah and Joanna. This is going to be really tricky for them to call. Let's look. And again, I don't think there was contact from behind after the initial point of contact, because it looked to me as though Vila nudged Atkins when he'd already made a little bit of a rub on Kalterin. That was the chain reaction. So it's tricky to know, did Atkins do that on purpose? Well, he didn't do it on purpose, but will he be judged to be the reason that Kalterin has gone around? Because Vila did rub Atkins, but only after the initial point of contact. This is so tricky to call.
It is tricky to call, and Eduardo Villa is under investigation.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe, well, that is a turn of events now.
If Atkins and Villa both get a penalty, Shaw wins this, Eichmanns is second, and Eichmanns gets pole.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but Eichmanns is looking down at his cart there. Has he got a problem, or is he just adjusting something? I'm not too sure. Where is he? Is he still there? He's still there.
Yeah, he's still fourth, but Villa's taken the lead off Atkins. So this is fascinating stuff. Villa potentially expecting a penalty. He's seen the investigation flag for him. Atkins is under investigation for a second time.
Right, this is certainly very interesting now. So Villa and Atkins under investigation. Shaw would win. Eichmanns would still be in second place. Well, this is still very, very interesting stuff here. I think Eichmanns might be okay. I mean, even in the position that he's in, he's only 1 point behind. Here's the replay again. Now, there's no contact there. I don't think there's any contact.
There it is, look, there it is. There's a slight nudge, and then Villa comes into the back of Atkins. It's so tough to tell. You really have to slow it down to that kind of pace. Counterman gets the slightest love tap from Atkins, then Atkins gets the slightest love tap from Villa. It's so hard to tell how that's going to be how is that going to be adjudged, who's going to get a penalty, if anybody is.
Yeah, that is going to be a very tough job. Certainly, it stays like this. I'm glad I'm a commentator and not anyone else who has to work at these tracks. Here we go then. We're on lap 12 of 14. This has been a very dramatic superheat for senior X30, and right now Villa leads the way from Atkins, both of them under investigation.
Where's Goldstein? Goldstein's gone. Goldstein has gone, and so is Ferrazzano. I think Goldstein is out of this race. Yes, they've gone over the final turn. Goldstein has gone to the final corner. The marshals are racing to the scene. Goldstein and Ferrazzano have collided, and they are out of the second super. There they are.
Wow, that's
Goldstein and Ferrazzano. Big damage to both carts, and that could be Goldstein's. But look, he's applauding. He's not happy with somebody. Goldstein. It looks like he's applauding Ruben Moya.
It did look like he was applauding Ruben Moya there.
Oh, well, this is going to be fever pitch. Ellie Goldstein's already had his wars over the course of 2023. At Genk, it was with Ian Eichmanns. It looks like he's going to have a nasty word with Ruben Moya at the end of this one.
Oh, this has been dramatic here in these 12 laps of racing. We're on 13 now. But still, well, Shaw's looking for a possible win here. If anything comes to fruition with these two, who are both under investigation, he's looking at a race win here, and Eichmanns is looking at a pole position start for the final. But it's not over yet. There is still so much to happen, so much to be decided. There's another card.
That's Buckley.
It is, yeah. No.
Jack Buckley. Jack Buckley is gone in the Brennan Tech, so that's very unfortunate. We saw Ty Buckley doing such a good job in the juniors, and now Jack Buckley, sadly, is gone in the seniors, and that looks like that's happened on the first sector. I think that's up at turn 3. So big problems there for Jack Buckley. Last lap, and this is very tough to know what's going to happen. Shaw needs to keep his wits about him.
Well, any result that we see at the end here is going to be provisional with a capital P here, but Eichmanns is going to be looking for a possible pole start here, but again, Atkins just trying to get that move on the outside, trying to get the switchback. It didn't work out. Shaw, again, I think is just going to sit there. I don't think he needs to worry too much about attacking unless something doesn't happen with those investigations. He might need to attack here as Atkins is going to look to the inside here. No, Villa holds on to the outside. And who's that coming?
That's Rahali.
That's Adam Rahali, isn't it? What a drive from him. 19 positions gained.
And Adam Rahali up to 4th position. That could ruin the party for Eichmanns. If Villa and Atkins get a penalty, Rahali has just spoilt the party for Eichmanns because he would inherit 3rd, not 2nd, and that would be enough for Lawrence. There's a stationary yellow by the... No, it's a waved yellow. It looks like we've had another incident at the final corner. Either that or it's the original one.
It's the original.
So Villa is going to cross the line first. Will he be able to keep it? Atkins is going to cross the line second. Will he be able to keep it? Shaw is going to come through 3rd. If the 2 men ahead of him get a penalty, it's Shaw that wins the superheat in front of Rahali and Eichmanns. Whatever happens, it's going to be Gus Lawrence that will take the pole position. Absolutely incredible.
Again, possibly. I'm going to say that with a capital P and provisional.
Yeah.
All of this is provisional at the moment,
tricky,
folks. We just do not know.
Well,
a lot's happened.
If Eichmanns inherits 3rd place, I think we're going to see what happened earlier on. Look at that. There's the chaos. That's a big amount of speed carried by Ferrazzano into the barriers, and Goldstein has nothing he can do but join him. And
that's
look,
a big hit.
Look at Goldstein. He is very sarcastically applauding Ruben Moya. Well done. You ruined my race. You ruined my week. Well done. Now I'm going to have an argument with you about it on the sidelines for sure. And that is the very tempestuous, very irate Ellie Goldstein making his views felt. And it looks as though Ferrazzano and Goldstein are done for the week. Look at the damage to both karts, even if they make it through. I don't think they've got the time to repair that, as the 274 of Kian Geraghty waits to recover himself back to the pits. Now, if Vila and Atkins both get penalised, Eichmanns is promoted to third. That means he'll tie on points for Lawrence, and Lawrence will get it on countback because of the qualifying lap he set being faster than Eichmanns. What a way for this to end.
Well, those two karts heavily, heavily damaged, and I suspect if they do get them rebuilt, I mean, it's a full rebuild, brand new chassis, everything, the works. It's going to be a completely new kart if they need to get that going, because that was a high-speed impact directly into the wall. Hopefully, both drivers okay, Goldstein and Ferrazzano. There's a look then at the provisional classifications, provisional with a capital P. I will stress that going into this one, because that was certainly a very dramatic superheat. And if that's any sign of what's to come in the finals later on today, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you set your alarms for those, because they are kick-starting after the lunch break at 2:20 past. We kick-start with the Masters, the Minis, the Juniors,